Hey guys, Remix here, and welcome back to another Remix Reacts. Haven't done one of these in a hot minute. So what am I going to be reacting to? Powerpuff Girls Z? Nah. Poor Dropping Flat Screen? Nah. Today we're doing some little bit of horror. Because again, October, try to make this channel spooky as possible. Also gotta hit trending, so if I don't, not trending, sorry, but I gotta hit these notifications that I don't even want to talk about, okay? I just need to hit this, okay guys? Okay? I'm just going a little crazy right now. So just make sure to check out the channel down below. Make sure to check them out, because we get a lot of copyright claims because you dudes don't go and, support the actual creators. It's not my work. I repeat again, for YouTube, this is not my work. I understand that, and I do give them full credit in the description down below. Check them out, so do not complain to me, okay? Because I've told you, YouTube, for the people who watch for like a minute in, I've told you, so piss right off. So we're watching a horror compilation.
At a McDonald's restaurant.
I met a
I was running errands with my husband one day when I was 6 months pregnant.
Woo! That's a lot of time.
The day started normal as we took the subway together.
Why don't you take the subway?
All of a sudden, I felt nauseous and I could feel that I had to vomit immediately. I quickly gave my bag to my husband and told him I had to run to the nearest bathroom.
What?
I bolted away at the next stop as I could not hold it in any longer. As I exited the underground.
What? Okay, let me get this straight. I had to vomit. So instead of doing a public transport, where that's kind of common, since, you're in a subway, you decide to be courteous. Hold it in. All the way to the next stop. Run out. Leave your husband behind. And husband, you're kind of lacking for not being like, yo, let me come with you. Plus, why come you didn't throw up in the trash can? Because I've been to the subway tons of times. Tons of times. There are trash cans literally like posted, like not even a couple feet when you leave the thing. So you could have thrown up in there instead of bolting out of here. But okay, I guess.
I ran into the nearest restaurant, a McDonald's. I hurried to the bathroom, where I passed a middle-aged man who was standing at the...
First of all, if she's pregnant, how the hell is she going this fast? My gosh. And how come the husband can't keep up with her? My goodness. Freaking Usain Bolt over here. And that's what her with a little baby in. Not sure with no baby. It should be the Flash, man.
The entrance of the bathroom.
Oh, look at that
I
grin.
paid no attention and pushed past him to get in. As I finally arrived to the bathroom, I immediately started puking. I never felt so sick my entire life. That's when the door handle of the bathroom started moving. I quickly pushed the door to keep it closed and yelled that it was busy, but the person on the other side pushed back. As that person managed to push harder, I saw the guy that was at the entrance. He had curly hair.
He looks like a nice guy.
And slammed the door shut and started yelling for help. The man was insistent and kept trying to get in. I started puking again, so I was left with trying to hold the door with my foot as he kept banging it harder and harder. I continued yelling in the direction of the window of the stall as I heard people saying that there was a girl who needed help. Suddenly, the guy stopped banging the door and everything got quiet.
That sounds terrifying.
I tried to calm myself down while still holding the door shut just in case. Then, I saw curly hair and a hand trying to get me from under the door, which had a pretty large gap. I started screaming again as I started kicking his face.
I would have thrown up on his face.
At this point, I was desperate. I had no phone, no bag, and my husband was probably roaming the city looking for me. Then, I heard a man yell, and the creep suddenly getting away quickly. I kept the door shut when I heard a male voice telling me to come out and that it was okay. I reluctantly opened the door to find the manager of the McDonald's confused and shocked.
He's like,
I told him what happened and he called the police. With all the commotion, my husband finally found me.
You're a terrible
When
husband.
the police arrived, I gave the police a description, but they never found the guy.
Slick bastard. A true pool horror story.
It was the summer before 9th grade.
Oh, she's a really
I
nice
was at my
voice.
friend's family pool party, and there were tons of people there.
Yeah,
At
that's
one
usually how it
point,
goes.
My friend, let's call her Lily, went to get some sodas for us. A man came up to me. I didn't recognize him, but since it was my friend's party, it made sense for me to not know everyone there.
Yeah,
He
clearly.
smiled at me.
Ew.
He looked as though he hadn't shaved in days, and his eyes never looked quite directly at me. I stepped backwards, feeling uncomfortable. "Hello," he said. Hi," I replied. "What's your name?" he asked. I supposed that a first name wouldn't hurt, seeing as we were surrounded by tons of people in my friend's backyard. I'm Carly," I said.
Mick Carly or just Carly?
"Rick," he replied smoothly. "Are you having
Rick.
fun with Lily?"
I'm Rick. Each time I think of someone named Rick, I think of two people. One, Bobby's brother, my boy Ricky, or Rick. Then two, the main character off the Walking Dead show and comic that recently ended, which I'm sad. It was a good comic, man. Yeah, when I think of Rick, that's what I think of. I wouldn't be able to take this man seriously named Rick.
Some of my discomfort eased. I'm your parents' friend.
Oh my gosh, my mic.
Stepping closer to my face. His eyes weren't focused, and his breath
Oh my
smelled
gosh.
like alcohol, even though it was early in the day.
Ah,
I grew
early
very
drinker.
uncomfortable and stepped away, waving goodbye awkwardly. When I
You usually
turned
tell him
back,
to piss off.
he was gone. I told Lily about this, and she mentioned it to her parents. Her parents said that they didn't know Rick, which kind of freaked me out. But they told me that it could have been one of their friends who brought him over. So I shrugged it off.
Yes, I invite my friends to a party. Then they invite more friends, more people I don't know, to a family gathering where there are teenage girls and just teenagers in general, kids. Because yes, that is what people do. As you can tell, I have a very sarcastic tone in my voice.
And assumed everything was fine. After the party ended, Lily and I were having a sleepover at her
Jeez.
house. Her parents had gone over to visit her elder sister to take some leftovers to her, since she had not been feeling well and couldn't attend the party. So we were home alone with her elder brother. Lily and I were playing a game in her bedroom when her dad called her.
Oh, she's like they're
Asked
gamer
her to
girls.
please go and turn off the pool lights, since he had forgotten. Lily agreed, and we stepped outside into the backyard. I waited on the back porch, reading a text from another friend, while she went to turn off the lights. Once she was finished, we stepped back inside, locking the door, and went back upstairs to continue playing our game. At one point, Lily asked me to make sure the curtains were closed properly, and when I did, I happened to look outside, and I noticed that all the pool lights were on again. "Lily?" I asked, getting a strange feeling. "You turned off the pool lights, right?"
If you're with her and you ask that rhetorical question, instead of saying, lights are on, and she should probably just dip. I would have, just ran quickly, called the police, because if I know, I turned off the lights to, like, the outside, like, in the light controls, like, in my backyard or something, in my backyard. I walk in my house, like, 15 minutes later, I turn around, and they're back on. I'm calling 911, grabbing my bat, Lucille, carrying that, grabbing my cat's close, calling my mother so she can get her strap, then saying, I Who's trying to go? I mean, it ain't rocket science, but still. Man, freaking Carly ain't smart. She ain't smart.
Yeah, I did, she replied, coming to look. Now there was a figure swimming laps in the pool, even though we couldn't see his face. It's probably just Cody, Lily replied, speaking of her brother. Come on, let's go scare him. We walked down to the pool and slid open the back door.
Yes, because... I guess. But if the pool light's on, shouldn't you be able to not see his face, but see his outline? I mean, if I saw my brother swimming in a pool, I'd be like, is that my brother, though? Like, is it?
Waiting behind the bushes, we could see the top of his head bobbing in the water. We were going to jump out and scare him at any moment. But then I looked up at one of the windows of the house. The curtains were open. Suddenly, I saw the face of Cody illuminated as he turned on his bedroom lights. I grasped Lily's arm, and we both knew the person in the pool was not, in fact, Cody.
Oh, really? What gave it away?
We brought our phones with us in case we would get wet. And if we ran back around, there was a chance the stranger could see us before we got back to the house.
So you were able to solid snake your way outside the house, but not inside the house. Okay, makes total sense. Let me just become freaking Solid Snake. Zero noise. When walking back though, crunch, crunch. If that's the case, I would have brought my phone if I did see somebody in there. I would have thrown my entire phone in there, electrocuting the person to death because, you know, I'm willing to go to jail for something like that. Come invading my backyard like that. You better be prepared to fight.
We tried to wave to Cody, but he couldn't see us. Suddenly, splashing in the pool stopped. My heart dropped and I could hear each of my panicked heartbeats. A hand suddenly gripped my arm and flung me forward, and I screamed, and Lily did as well. I looked up, and there was Rick. His facial expression.
So he really is. I guess he is the true Solid Snake. How do you be swimming in water 1 second, making a lot of noise, then another second you get out the pool without making any noise? I'm sorry, because each time I leave the pool, I make a ton of noise. The water just comes up from you, just splashes on the thing. You kind of hear that, but not with Rick. Rick has mastered instant transmission. Just zing, appears there, say, hey, what's good? I'm here to abduct you. And my mic fell again. Yay, thank you. This is the second time this recording session. I love you, Mike, so much. I also love your mic stand because it knows how to stay up properly. Haha, total sarcasm.
I've never seen someone with such a creepy smile.
Oh, shh.
I yelled, and soon my mouth was filled with water as he chucked me in the pool, and he actually held me underwater. I choked for breath and realized he had grabbed Lily's arm as well, although she wasn't in the water. He was strong and clearly ill. He yelled, "Time to swim!" Somehow Lily managed to kick him in the face hard enough to run away, slamming the door behind her. He continued to hold me, laughing as I flailed for breath.
Leaves friend in water to die. You would think Lily would want to do a little bit more before running away. I mean, you would think she would at least want her to be released. Like, you know, kicking him in the face, then, I don't know, biting him in the neck, hitting him more so he'll actually let go. Because if not, you know, Carly's gonna die. Hold on, I gotta turn up this because this is gonna be recorded. Still a good chance they're gonna hear that in the background. Sorry again, because these are some unedited videos. Zero editing besides intro and outro, and maybe not even that. So yeah, just enjoy it. Oh, this should probably hit play.
Just as I felt I was about to die, police sirens were heard on the surface. He picked me up and threw me on the ground, breaking my arm.
Dang, you broke your arm with one hand.
The police came and questioned me, but he was never found. I will never forget that moment.
Yeah,
I was truly going to die.
Yeah, usually people don't forget when they're about to die.
Forget those creepy, unfocused eyes. From then on, I've been terrified to be outside at night, especially in a pool.
Oh boy, ad incoming. Okay, ad's over, so let's continue the video. Let's continue the video. So loud creaking. A true terrifying...
I was driving home from work one night around 9 p.m. midweek, so the roads were quiet. As I was driving downhill, I heard a sound that was like a jet engine roaring behind me. The next thing I know, a car goes flying past me going twice the speed limit. It looked like a fairly old and crappy...
That's literally happens to me every time I'm on the road, man. Like, that's normal. I don't know why you're complaining. Well, if you're not living in America, I mean, maybe. But if you're in America, people don't care. They go like 8 times the speed limit.
car. And the car started to get the speed wobbles. And then one of the tires came flying off and rolled at high speeds downhill while the car spun out and crashed. I stopped my car to make sure whoever was inside was okay.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
A guy got out of the car and looked over at me, and then started moving extremely quickly towards me.
Nope.
I don't know why, but I hit my internal locks on the car.
Yeah, no,
which was fortunate, because no more than 2 seconds later, the guy started grabbing at the driver's side door and smashing on my windscreen with his fists trying to get in. I'll never forget the look he had in his eyes. I put my foot down on the accelerator and drove off back home.
See, I would put the thing in accelerate, then reverse, accelerate, reverse, accelerate, reverse. Man, that's why you always gotta come strapped. But at the same time, again, that can be dangerous because you get pulled over by the cops, they ask license registration, go for a glove print, the gun falls out. Yeah, you might die. So keep it somewhere else, like in your, I don't know, glove compartment instead. There's glove compartment? I don't know, like the one that you put like your arm on when you're driving. I don't know what it's called. It's probably close to me. Simple, and it's too stupid to realize.
I decided to swap cars once I got home and drove back to see what was going on.
Swap cars? Let me just freaking some GTA stuff right here. Go back to less customs and just change my car out.
I saw 2 fire trucks and about 4 police close to where the incident happened. When I got back to the crash site, the guy was no longer there, so I decided to head home. The next day at work, I was online and bored reading the news when I saw an article that shocked me. The article was about a guy who had been in a police chase for 1 hour, and the police stopped chasing him because it was becoming too dangerous. Turns out the guy was high on meth, had stolen a car an hour's drive away, and had been in a hot pursuit since. After crashing the car, the guy apparently crossed to the other side of the road and hailed the first car that appeared, which was a taxi. He got into the taxi and stole it. In the process, he pushed the driver out of the driver's side door, and the driver got stuck and dragged at speeds. The driver died from the incident. I called the police and had a detective assigned to me. He fingerprint checked my car and got a statement. I had to testify in the Supreme Court as a key witness in a murder trial. The guy got 30 years, and they told me that my testimony was one of the main factors in convicting him. I often think back to that night and wonder if I hadn't...
Oh, okay, this cut him off.
My name is Milo. I'm 14 years old, but this happened about a year.
My name is Milo. I'm 14 years old, but I sound like a grown man. Yes. I'm Remix. I'm 16, and I also sound like a grown man.
A year ago. One day, I was having a sleepover with my two best friends, Ben and Michael, to celebrate Ben's birthday.
Oh, Ben. I think
Ben
it's
wanted to
Ben.
go camping and have a bonfire, so we all set up our tents for a fun night. When we set everything up, we talked about the usual teenage boy stuff. Sports, cars, and girls.
Aren't you 13, though? Because you said I'm 14 now, but 13 years... This happened a year ago. So you're telling me your parents said, oh yeah, you're going to be camping in the woods by yourselves? Sounds legit. Just don't die. Make sure the bears don't kill you. Yeah, these are some...
As the night progressed, Ben began to tell us about a man from our town who was on the run from the police. He said that the man lurked around in the darkness and kidnapped teenage boys. He grabs you by the legs and drags you through the forest while looking for more kids to prey on, Ben said. We all burst out with laughter at how ridiculous.
So he's a pedophile.
Nothing like that would ever happen in our town, right? At least
You jinxed
that's
yourselves.
what we thought.
You jinxed yourself. So
We all
what
started to
do you
feel
expect?
sleepy and decided to call it a night. During the
Yeah,
middle,
what's with this over-the-top intense music? Like they're about to go on this grand quest to kill a dragon or something.
middle of the night, I got out of my tent to use the bathroom on one of the trees nearby. But when I was done, I looked back to see a man warming his hands on our fire, and 3 small, dark figures hid behind him, each looking like a starved child. I screamed in fear, waking my friends who freaked out when they saw him. We sprinted out of the forest to warn people about the man, but nobody in town believed us. When it was light outside the next morning, we went back to the forest to collect our gear and go home. Everything was there, but a note was left on the ground. It read, "Grabs you by the legs and drags you," with a smiley face drawn at the end. We alerted the police and never went back to that forest again.
Why not? That seems like a good place to go back to. Do not answer to people that you don't know.
About 10 years ago when I was 12, I would...
Why is this animation change? I mean, the other ones were just fine. Were actually pretty good. The last one I was kind of on the fence about because like how stiff like the arms and stuff are moving. But it was okay. But what is this? This looks like it was made in MS Paint. This literally take like the whole fear factor away from this. Oh my gosh. I'm a bad reactor because I just stretch this thing for like... I keep stretching videos for like no reason. Oh my gosh, I need to be stopped.
always going to the nearby woods with my friends for most of the day. One night, we left pretty late. Usually I got home before dark, but today...
Why is your hair green? 2 different shades of green, and their faces don't match up either because like they're drawn differently. What?
I knew I wouldn't make it back, and I already knew my parents would be mad at me. We were walking in a group for a few blocks. Then a couple of my friends split from us to go to their house. I started to notice that a van kept driving past us. I didn't think anything of it. And then my last friend split to go to her house. I had about 5 to 10 minutes left until mine. Then I see that van again, and it pulled up right beside me and stopped.
That was ran.
The
Run.
driver rolled down the front window. Then she told me that she can't find her son and she's been looking all evening. And she asked me if I seen him. I looked and I said no. Then she asked me if I wanted to get in her van to help find him.
No.
I said no again, and I looked forward. Then she asked me, am I sure?
Yes.
I didn't answer, and I started to walk faster. And all of a sudden, there was some guy in her back seat that said, "Let's just fucking snatch her." I looked at the van for a split second as the woman looked in the back seat, and she sped up to park on the side of the street. I started running through yards.
Yeah, you better start running. Just grab her instead. Me? Okay, let me do some Shaolin Jutsu stuff real quick. Just start running. With my clones distract them. Or just sprint. Ooh, I would be running, boy. I would be running. I don't know if you guys seen the video, but this guy, I think it was like getting kidnapped as well. This guy walked up down the street, the car pulled up next to him. He ran backwards, the car, and he just kept doing it. He just kept running back and forth, back and forth. That's what I would have done. You would have not catched me. I am not lacking. I am not dying in no stupidity way. In no stupidity way. In no stupid way. I am surviving. Oh my gosh, this animation.
I heard the doors open and shut on the van, but I didn't look back until I got home. Nobody followed me. I told my parents and we called the cops. I never missed curfew after that.
Yeah, I wonder why. And that was it. That was a pretty intense. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was attacked by a psycho in the alley. Look at all these good horror compilations. So if you guys want to see more of the spooky stuff, some spooky stuff, yeah, because who doesn't love some spooky stuff every once in a while? It's been playing horror games, watching horror stuff non-stop today. Today is gonna be baloney. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe today. Join the Smash Kingdom. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Make sure that bell is ringing so I can get every video that we make. Don't forget to check out our Patreon because that's where I pay thumbnail artist and editor so they don't kill me in my sleep. And also follow us on social media down below because you get to see some funny posts and some memes, We're not too active on Twitter, but we might get more active on Twitter pretty soon. But we're really active on Instagram, though. So, yeah, check us out on Instagram. Daily posts. So, yeah. Stay in tune for that. And, yeah. I'm Remix from Kingsofsmash. Bye.